just gonna... Microphone's nowhere near me. Just check my sound settings are right. And put my headphones on. Excuse the tapping. That's better. So today I'm going to continue with Orbital, and just generally play around with a few things. I want to mostly look at the new trading system because it seemed a bit broken yesterday, and there have been a couple of patches. And I did report my issues, but I'm not sure. Where's our current system? I want to stay in my rough location. Yeah, it seemed a bit broken yesterday. There was a problem with the new surge system for trading, and I want to give that a bit of a look and see if it's fixed, or at least I can get it working. I have a feeling that one of the things that breaks it is using the teleport system, so that's the first thing I'm going to find out. So the scanning for trading information, search for trade surges. So now let's take a note of the name, because that's one of the things that's happening, is it's losing the name. So it's Cut Ace Gay, I think it was. And theoretically that should be on my map as the current mission, which is correct. And it is advanced materials. So what I'm going to do, instead of going straight there, I'm going to gather the relevant things. So advanced materials, so we want to gather as much mercantile trading stuff as possible first before we go there, because I think that's another thing. If we go there too early, it might break it a bit at the moment. So economy, we're looking at green. That's mercantile, but that's outlaw. That's mercantile and only 1 star. Ideally we want 2 or 3. We'll probably go to a few of these before we go to the destination where the trade surge is. Mercantile 1. Mercantile 1. They're all going to be 1s, aren't they? There's a 3. So what I'm thinking is gather as much stuff as I can to take there, and then see if I can trade it all at once and see what kind of profit margins you get. And hopefully the mission doesn't break before I get there. I don't want to fight. I do wonder if there's an exotic engaged in the fight. It might come and land here, so I'll keep an eye out for that. So we've still got the name up on the screen, Katayskei. So that hasn't broken yet. That big square station core does always look very ominous. So what we want to do... Actually, I don't want to use this ship. I want to use a ship that's got nothing in it. So let's maybe use the runner. Yeah, that's empty. And we want to buy into our starship everything from here. It said they'd changed this, the labelling. It says here, trading affluent. I think they might have meant in the galactic map, because that now just says the... if I look in the system, for instance, it says trading affluent. But if in the galaxy map, it's probably always going to say mercantile now, so that it's more obvious to newer players which system's which. So if we... Yeah, it says mercantile for economy, and every... Go back to the economy filter. Every green just says mercantile. So what we want is another one. Make sure the current mission is still there. Yep. And the idea is, we know that the profits are high. Would the ground station be better? Yes, they definitely would be better margins. You're definitely right there. I don't know if I can be able to go down to the planets, but yes. Also, the freighter uses the ground economy, and if you really want to maximize it, you can go to the station and your freighter and just do a hard rotation. But I don't want to... really, this is just a quick test, well, a thorough test of the system itself. And I have a feeling that the margins are so high on selling that it won't make a huge difference, but obviously it would maximize the margins. Certainly when I usually use trade routes, which is something that I often do in the early stages of the game. I just kind of keep an eye out every time I move from one system to another where I'm going based on the trade routes. I usually buy stuff on the planets before I head out. And at that stage of the game, it makes a big difference. But at the moment, most of my money comes from, on this particular save, which is my overpowered save that I don't really play seriously. Most of my money comes from crafting anyway, so... Oh, I brought it all into my exosuit. Put it in my starship. So, I mean, last time I looked, the profit margin seemed to be kind of about double for these trade surges. I'm not 100% sure yet. The last 2 times I've attempted this, it's broken. And I have a feeling, as I was saying earlier, that if you start trying to maximize your profits by using the teleport system, it starts to break. It loses track of what system you're looking at. And you get gobbledygook on the mission. So first of all, I'm going to go to about 4 or 5 systems. Gather a load of stuff, take it there, see what kind of profits I get. And then I'll see how I can break it. Whether there's a consistent breaking. I'm pleased that so far it hasn't broken. And I don't know if they fixed it in the most recent patch or not. So it's a good excuse to have a look at all the new space stations. Interesting that the Starborn runner is now hovering. I tested that out yesterday and it is hovering properly on planets. That's a very, very purple colour here. So I'm wondering if this trade surge system will give high enough profits to make it viable to continue trading for a bit longer in a save, because usually the profit margins stop being particularly impressive. So you kind of get a few million, but by then a few million, after a while, a few million isn't very much money after all. And you have to move into other things. Whereas if you can make, I don't know, if you could make 500 million with a quick bit of trading, that might be worth it. One thing I'm definitely going to do with this update, because so many things have changed recently, I'm definitely going to start right from the beginning and work my way through the systems and see how they all dovetail together. Whether they even do dovetail together. I know in Waypoint, was it? They made all the systems fit together a bit better. And it looks like the new guild system will be really helpful. If you're working your way up with the guilds and getting a few freebies here and there, that could be really useful in kind of that early mid game. So I just want to see how that all hangs together. And it occurred to me the other day, I have not started a new normal game since this one, which is the very first save. Back in late 2019, I think I started playing. I played lots of other versions of the game, but never normal. And I played maximum permadeath right through to completion-ish, but never normal. Although I might up the difficulties on things like fighting, because otherwise it might be a bit boring. I wonder if there's clusters of colours in regions, because this is also greeny purpley. And by Starship, that's the thing I keep forgetting. Now that was, there are actually, I think, 5 economies levels. I've got a note here somewhere when I did some research on economies. There aren't just 3. There are 3 stars. Oh, that's nice. But there seem to be about 5 levels of the economy, about what you can buy in each economy. That's very nice. Tempted to take that out and see what it looks like, but I don't really want to start reloading in this save. metallic. I don't know if that actually is metallic green or whether it's the lighting. Because the lighting model's changed, and also these space stations are very colourful. It's difficult to tell. Oh, that's golden colour, I think. That's kind of a brass colour. Lovely. Yeah, I'm definitely going to take a note of the glyphs. I'll just put them on the screen for a second. Might come back here later. I really like that. I'm still in two minds about being able to build ships. I don't know if you'd be able to build that colour. If you can't, then it's okay. But the metallic colours are ships I'm always looking out for, and I don't like the idea of just being able to build it. It kind of lessens the impact. Finding something amazing and then thinking, no, but I could just build it. I'm not sure how I think about it yet. Right, so this current mission's still there. We'll just go there. And how much have I got in my inventory so far? I haven't got an awful lot of inventory in this ship. I've only got the 50, I think. Yeah. So I could theoretically fill it. Well, this is a very elaborate station. Thrusters on top and behind. I wonder if there's a pattern to the colours on the outside and the inside as well. It's got those lovely round windows at the back too, and that blue is really quite electric. It's quite nice. How long will it be before we stop noticing all the lovely new details? I think it might take a while because some of these just look very different and interesting. Starship by what have we got to now? We're getting there. Let's go for a free or nothing. Yeah, I started to try and make a crib sheet for trade. There just was so much more information than I expected there to be that I kind of ended up getting bogged down in detail. Okay. Right, 3-star or nothing this time. 2. Not having much luck this time. What was that? 1. There's 1. Maybe I will actually go down to the planet and get maximum amount from this one. Let's do that. So definitely a better prices, as you say. And it will be extra goods. Imagine if you spent the entire... Because I've got 2 hours 40 minutes left on this surge. Imagine if you... Well, I wasn't going to land then. Imagine if you spent the whole couple of hours in kind of early mid-game. You could probably get quite a lot of money. As long as you had the inventory space. Yeah, we've got the teleporters, teleport coordinators, so that's good.
Product received. Product received. Product received.
I wonder if they'll ever fix that pause as you leave a planet. So I've nearly filled up. I don't really want to use more than one ship. It's only a test. Oh, I like this one. I've not seen this type before. Variation is definitely quite high. Alright, so I've filled up, so I want to make sure I get the most expensive items first. How many do we have? Is it full? Yes, it's full. What do we not quite have all of? It's nearly full in every slot. We get a few more Star Silk, but not many. Not sure if it's really worth it. Oh, there must have been another one that wasn't full Star Silk. Oh, I went into... I put it there. And I've got all of those anyway. I only need one of those, so that's not going to make much difference. and they don't really cost that much. So, okay, let's go and sell and see what we get. It even keeps as long as it works. Actually, just in case it doesn't work properly, I'll take a note of what my current ridiculous amount of money is. So it definitely doesn't seem to break while you just... Where's the... There it is. Can I jump all the way there? Yes, I can. Doesn't seem to break as long as you just trade in the local area. I think it would actually be nice if you when you jumped to another area using a teleport, it just cancelled the mission, so it forces you to stay in the local area and only use warping. So it now changes to saying local economy surging. 58,890,000 of profit goods. What did that actually say? Available to sell. 54 million is not a fantastic amount. But for a couple of hours, you could probably get a lot more. It says I made 78 million profit. That's a bit better. It reckons I've still got something to sell. What have I still got? Probably some of this stuff. I'll ignore that stuff. It's another nice metallic looking ship. It's almost purple in this light. I wonder if they've fixed the metallics a bit better, because that is not a common colour. So now is where we start to test how it breaks. So first of all, I'm just going to go out of the system. So let's just jump to another mercantile system we've not been to before. Doesn't really matter where. So that's still working, but it says the wrong name of the system. Actually, I didn't check to see if it was saying Euclid before. In the log, it still says the right name. It shouldn't be saying Euclid, because I'm not in Euclid, and I think that should be saying the name. But it doesn't look like it's broken. And but it doesn't say current mission anymore. Make sure I did have it as, yeah, it is my current mission. It's like I've completed the mission and it doesn't want to give me it back again. It's still there. Let's mark it. Just so we don't lose it. Maybe I'll just do one run straight back and see if it's still giving me information. It feels a long way to the trade terminal. I've only got that here.
Product received.
Which is not going to sell for hardly anything. Go somewhere we can get something a little bit more substantial than just a bit of data. That'll do. Still got that slight lag when it first loads in fleets. Red and blue. Or orangey red and blue. You would never choose that combination, but it doesn't look that bad. Okay.
Product received. Product received.
So it's saying I've got 1,000,000 odd. Okay, so still showing on the screen with the correct name. Although the amount I've got to sell seems to have suddenly dropped. I wonder if the margins have just dropped. Obviously they are going to be dropping anyway, that's why it's better to do one sale. Yeah, but they're all now very low. I may have just saturated it, of course. Well, I'm going to sell them anyway.
Units received. Units received.
Yeah, so I think the system is set up for a single bulk sale. And I made 78 million, so if I'd have carried on, it looks like you can... Sorry, I keep getting distracted by ships. Is this the one I saw earlier? Yeah, it is. Or is it? Similar colour, at least. So it looks like the system is set up to just go back to this system, the surge system, once. Go to as many places as possible in the time period. Pick up as much as you can carry. Bring it here, sell it. And then that's it. It does stay in your log, but it doesn't stay as an active mission. And it hasn't broken yet, so let's see if we can break it by teleporting. First of all, we'll just teleport to a station we've recently been to, which is quite close, so it shouldn't break it. And that's still there. So let's try going to a different galaxy. Still working. Maybe they fixed it. Does it show on the map? No, it doesn't have a flag to say that there's a mission active. So you really would need to keep a note of it. But maybe it would stay there if I did it before I visited it. Maybe visiting it is the key. Let's go to a planet.
Technology recharge.
Seems to be working still. Maybe this has been fixed. So what else could break it? Tried going to another galaxy space station. I've tried technically going to another galaxy's planet. Try just going out of the relevant, like to a different economy. I guess I could try reloading. That's still working. Let's try a quick reload. Oh, I like that lighting there. That's really nice. Don't know if the orange and blue quite works. Right. Still there. Still unbroken. I can only imagine it's fixed now, which will be good. So, how many minutes did I? Probably about 35 to 40 minutes with a profit of 78 million. Just double check that confirms with that number. 5. Yeah, it's about right. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I think this is quite a nice little system. Certainly in the early to mid game when you're trying to find ways to make money, and trade routes are not super attractive to a lot of players, but this makes it a little bit more focused. I guess the next thing to do is continue trying to build up the fighter parts. So let's go to a Viking system. Maybe I shouldn't have gone to a 3-star economy. I bet this is 3-star. Oh, is it? Did it break? Yes, it's broken now. Look, trade surge percent system. And this is where you have problems, because if I was to now leave this system, have I just come back to the right one? No. If I now leave, if I hadn't marked it, I would, and I hadn't written it down, I wouldn't know where to go back to. So the next test is to see if, even if the numbers don't work, whether I can still increase that tally. Just as I thought it wasn't going to break. So let's buy those. It's going to make very little difference cash-wise. Might as well just go straight there. That one. Sell the goods.
Units received.
Other prices still ridiculously. Yeah, they don't look like they've changed much, which you wouldn't expect them to. But as I was saying, unless I'd written that down, I'd be unable to continue the mission if it broke that way before I had actually come and sold stuff. So it's definitely a very bad bug for this particular mission. If we... I've got no fuel, hang on. Oh, I should have fuel to just put it in. Where is it? There.
Technology recharge.
So if we go to another green economy, that'll do. Now, theoretically, should still be broken. Yep. No name. Just try one more time to see if I can increase the tally, even though I've got no profit margins now at all. Most expensive thing.
Received.
Previous system. No, it's not. There it is. So what's our current profits on this mission? 78027. 109.
Units received.
No, hasn't changed. So I think it now no longer recognizes this system. It's definitely the system that it's trying to get me to go to. This is where the trade surge is, but I don't seem to be able to increase from this point. So once it breaks, it breaks. The system loses track of where we are and how to make the profit. Actually, if we are going to continue just getting the parts for ships, I might as well grab that one. Because those wings are something I haven't got yet. Put the wings together, so that's keep an eye out for different noses. I do think it's a bit strange that when we scrap a ship, our first ship comes back, even though we have a ship in here. So there was no reason to do that. It could have just disappeared and left me with my ship I landed with, but it doesn't. Not really interested in haulers anyway. Definitely not interested in explorers. They're my least favourite ship. Now I'm taking up 2 of the landing spots. Don't think it'll matter that much. Here comes a halo. I haven't got that wing, and I haven't got that nose either. Oh, it's going to be expensive, but it doesn't matter. Let's reload. Get the other ship off the landing pad. Yeah, so I think there are about 50 odd, maybe 58-ish, something like that, parts for fighters, which is quite a lot to collect, I suppose. Gives it a bit of depth, at least. What you got for me? Oh, the hitboxes are awful. I'll grab that.
Received.
Don't really need that. The landing rate's pretty good, but I'm not seeing many fighters. For a hauler, that's not bad. I quite like that. Kind of a teal red highlights. Quite nice. Might be worth going down to a planet. There's a shuttle and another shuttle. I think it's quite interesting that shuttles didn't get included in this new building system and yet were on the video. And I think it's because they're just difficult to make combinations for. Because for a fighter, for instance, the combinations with the dorsal fin and there not being many thrusters and only a small number of noses, it's not too hard to make up combinations to fit 3 slots. But for shuttles, there's just such variety of shuttles, it's ridiculous. Especially now they're fixed. And the wings should be in the right places. so we can actually appreciate them. So I don't think we're going to be seeing shuttles yet. I think they're going to have to give it a lot of thought to make a manageable number of parts that we can build from, and possibly sacrifice a few different combinations that we wouldn't be able to build. So I wonder if you buy that, it doesn't have any wings. Does that mean we don't have wings to scrap at all? I might test it. Let's find out. Oh, it's an S-Class. I'm not buying an S-Class. It's not expensive. Alright, we will. What game is this? This is No Man's Sky, the latest update. This is Orbital. Is it Orbital? I think it's Orbital, the new update. For me, the most addictive game I ever bought. I've hardly stopped playing it for 4 years. I don't think everybody would be quite so addicted as that, but and in this update they've finally made the ability to build ships, which is controversial. And the way to do that is to break ships down into parts, which is what I just did. Now I want that nose for that fighter. Don't fly away. Got it. That's a bit more expensive, but I want the nose right now. I don't want to mess around waiting. And these surrounds, this space station, is all newly designed for the update. So we're still getting used to the looks of these things. I wanted the cockpit / nose. And to answer the question, yes, you do just get the empty wing if you grab the wing. Not that I ever want to have that. Is Orbital on Steam? Yes, this is on Steam. This is No Man's Sky Orbital update. Every update for No Man's Sky is free. So if you have No Man's Sky, you can just download the update. If you download the current version of the game, it will be included. If you have an old version of the game and load it up, it will automatically update. If you don't have it, it's on 50% sale at the moment, which makes it tries to look at the prices and gets bewildered by all the different countries. £16 currently in the UK. And this is a very mature save, so When you start, you don't have armor like this, you don't have ships like this, but it's a great game. And I am thinking about streaming the whole thing from the beginning at some point, to see how the new systems work together. Because they're continually updating it. I haven't started from scratch for so long. I want to see how it all fits together. But now I'm sitting here, 2950. Let's have a look, see if it matches what I've got here. If that's US, according to my thing, it says 29.99, but that's pretty close. But at 50% off. Canada's at 60% off for some reason. Not sure why. So most of the countries apart from the UK and America. Oh, Australia's 50% off. No idea why. Oh, Euro. Well, euros and dollars are that close together at the moment. Euro, yeah, 29.49. No fighters. That was the most boring wave. I might go down to a planet. What is that planet? Dissonance. And also, no, I don't want to go there. Rocky, that'll do. Oops. Timed that badly. Oh, I was going to sell that. Apparently we can now use the technology here. Yes, we can. Okay, so trading post. Hopefully we get faster and bigger waves, but not always. Don't want to land on the trading post itself. Leave the pads free. And what I'm doing here is my normal trick when I go to a trading post. I'm going to take advantage of the camera from the photography section so I can look at all of the ships. I've got that nose, and I've got that. I've got those wings.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Oh, of course, the problem is going to be every time I buy one, I'm going to have to go back up to the station. So I'm going to have to be a bit picky about what I buy. Because I've only got one ship slot left. I'd like a different nose or two. Lovely weather. Is that a barrel nose? Or turbo, whatever they call it these days? Yes. I can hardly see with this weather. I wonder if I stand down the bottom here. Of course, I can't use my the camera from the base down here, so I might have to move that. Have I got those wings? No, I haven't. I'm in a galaxy called Calypso at the moment, and it is renowned for its terrible weather, and it's living up to its name. Maybe I should have searched for parts in Isentum, which is renowned for its lovely weather. Right, while we're waiting, let's build a teleport.
Weather update. Storm
we haven't got that nose. Let me buy your ship for scrap. Current. Cockpit. So what am I missing? I haven't got the hot rod. I haven't got either the alpha or the omega, which might not be here, of course. Oh, that did. Did I take the picture? But it came on instantly. Usually you have to reload for the picture. Must have fixed that. Get my ship off the landing pad. That needle is very nice. I've got the needle, I've got the wings, I've got the single... I haven't got the thruster. This is getting expensive. Oh, it's a C, that's not so bad. Space station, current system. It really would help if my roster wasn't totally full of ships. I think it's the... I don't think I've got the thrusters. Double check. No, I haven't got any thrusters at the moment. I built a ship yesterday and then scrapped it. Begin. To be honest, I only really like mono thrusters. Saw that wrong. I thought it was something else. So much better weather now. All the exotics here. I really don't like that particular configuration, but exotics are just exotics. They are nice. Got that nose, got the thruster, got the halo, got that there. Haven't seen as many fighters as I should see. There should be at least a couple more.
Technology recharge. Technology recharge.
Yeah, it's a Viking system. I suppose I could go and look for a few crashed ones. So that would be emergency. We want the other crash site before we go looking anywhere. Right. Let's go to that one first. Looking to see if there's a pilot. I think there isn't because there's the ball there. But it's an explorer and I don't want an explorer. Come on, trigger. Yep, detected.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Yeah, it's just picked up the same one. They'd fix that. do it from here and see if that makes a difference. Oh, it's done it again. That's frustrating. That was working fine the other week. Now it's just going to keep finding the same one. Oh, I haven't got my freighter here. It's not a crash site. No. Is there one with a crash site? It's not on that. I don't think there is one. No. Okay, well, the other option, fly to the other side of the planet. Oh, that's handy. Didn't think you had to shoot this. Why is it not giving me anything? No interaction. Oh well. Give it one more try. Nope. How do I get turned around? It's a fighter. I can test something I wanted to test. Can we still summon broken ships into the anomaly? Yes. So we can still get around not being able to summon broken ships into space stations. Right, let's scrap for the thruster. I think there are only 3 thrusters. Yeah, so they just need the tri-thruster. So, where were we? We were at the base. I think it's highly unlikely that I'll find a different model of crash in one system. So I'm probably better off waiting.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Is that the tri-thruster? I'm not very good at ship recognition from a distance. Yes, it is. Yeah, this is one I was looking at before. It's a lovely colour, chrome. Space stations, current system. Can't remember if I've got those wings. What's the... Let's focus on getting the other thruster first. So that's the complete thrusters. Loads of wings. Yeah, pretty sure I haven't got that. No, we haven't. I have got all of those parts. Oh, here comes some fighters for a change. Nope, haven't got that. Certainly a money pit. Buying all of these ships to scrap. Especially when the ship that we actually end up buying is at a reduced cost. Yeah, it was the wings, wasn't it? Radiant wings. Back to the base. Oh, other base, your base. Okay. Back to the storm.
Weather update. Storm clearing.
Oh, I didn't take my ship off the landing pad. We've got that now, I think. Yep. The one we just got. No, it isn't the one we just got. Ah. Totally missed. Went the wrong way. Yeah, there it is. It's going to be expensive. Getting sloppy. Those are the wings I want. Radiant with fin, vector without fin. But I've got the right things to build a nice vector ship now. So sensitive that. Not sure if they've chosen the best colours to go with each other. It's interesting that it doesn't give us a full slot count for an S-Class. But that does look nice. See if we can replicate the nose on my other ship. It's not quite that colour. Doesn't look like we can, which that's at least reassuring that you can't recreate every ship. So I've got a ship that can't be made. If we go and look at my ship. It's got that kind of almost rose, or I'm not even sure what you'd call that colour, but it's clearly not the rose, because I think we had access to rose. It's almost like a purple underneath the chrome. It doesn't look like we could replicate that. Metallic. It's not pink. It's much dark. Whoops, so sensitive. That's a much darker colour, less subtle colour. We can make a nice bright golden colour and a slightly less bright golden colour. And we can make quite a dark chrome, but we can't replicate the chrome I've got on my ship, which makes me feel a little bit better about finding unique ships out in the wild. Is that at least there are some out there that can't be just made, which was my main problem with building ships, is that we'd just be able to build everything we could find, whereas now I have a ship here that I've never seen anybody else that's got a ship quite like this. You'd imagine that once you start getting into rare colours, they're harder to replicate. We don't seem to have that kind of bronzy, rosy colour in that palette. Interesting. What I might do, so that I'm just not sitting around getting bored, is go out to space and land on, I think I've got that ship's wings. Oh, I haven't got that ship's wings. Okay. Grab that first. See, I don't think we saw that colour either. Obviously the decal wouldn't be available, but that similar colour actually, but more scuffed. Or maybe more scuffed, maybe it's just because there's more flat surfaces to see it. It's not a colour I see very often, but this station does have this one. Right, let's grab these wings. Got that nose, got those wings, got that thruster. Grab the wings. And then what I'm going to do, instead of sitting around the space station, I'm going to go land in a few freighters. See if that mixes up the variety a bit. B-class freighter. I think I've got those wings with the fins. Let's move that. So there. Is that with the fins? It's radiant. Yes. Definitely got that one. Well, this is a nice ship though. Definitely got that. Got the nose. Oh, that's with the fins. Yeah, I think that's what I have. They are the same ship. Maybe I'll go to a new system. What I should have done is counted the fighters. So another Viking system. Maybe 1-star economy would be best, because that'd be cheaper. Just depends if ships fly in or not. Well, that's definitely a smaller space station. That's smaller even than the original space stations, I think. Now, the problem with low economy, I find, is that you don't always get ships flying in. So we'll give it a short while. Maybe reload if nothing comes. While we're waiting, let's have a look at the guild.
Product received.
Not a lot there. Any ship sign at all? Let's fly out and see if there are any. You just go in there. No. So there was briefly a fighter, it disappeared off my radar. Alright, let's try reload. This is is why I don't try and find things in single star economies. Apart from the fact you can't get a natural S-class. Unfortunately, ship hunting is a waiting game. There's a shuttle coming in. I've lost track of whether that's an Omega or a Alpha nose, because they've kind of changed them. Are you going to come in? Yay. There's two things I haven't got here, I think. Let's get the nose first. There is the Omega, which most people were calling Alpha until recently, but we're probably getting it wrong all along. I'm going to try and fly out of the zone, back into it, and see if I can spawn a ship or two. Nope. Trade post it is. That's close. Got stuck underneath. think I've got that wing. But I've got that one, that one, and that one all heavy. I'm not that bothered by heavy ships. Especially with a dorsal fin. Blimey, it's big. 3.7 meters. Aha. I like the wings on your ship. Can I have them? Okay, back to the space station. That is Vulture, but with fins, unfortunately. No, what am I doing? Okay, back to the base. Raging storm now, but we are in Calypso. It's the same one that we saw earlier. They're all flying away, including an exotic. not even any four. Oh, there's something.
Units received. Weather update. Storm clearing.
I keep seeing that ship. And there it is again. And again. Come on, there must be 7 fighters here, and I've seen one, and I've seen 2. Shuttle, shuttle. Shuttle. It's probably the one I saw earlier. Or there's a different one. But I think I've got the parts. Have I got it without the fin? I like it though. Oh, look at that colour. I'm either being incredibly lucky with my metallic colours, or they have touched them up. So let me see if I have got that wing. See that one? Oh, that's got the fin though. So I haven't. I'm also going to record this one. My save editor is loading up in the background. I just want to archive that ship. Okay, that's that done. because I have never seen that colour chrome in the wild in all the hours I've played this game. Let's have a good look at it. That's really very purple. I don't know if I like the overall ship. It's not bad. It's a single thruster. The wings aren't horrible. The colour combination's a bit odd. Nice chrome though. Almost ashamed to scrap it, even though it is only a C class. This is one of my problems with the scrapping exploits of using ships to get what are they called? Storage augmentations, because I don't like scrapping ships at all. So I should now have with and without fins. Actually, I'm going to see if any freighters are out there I can land on. Sometimes that gives us a bit of variety. And it helps me stop being quite so bored waiting for ships. At least I'm doing something else. Are there any freighters in a C-class economy? They don't always spawn in. One-star economy, rather, not C-class. Nothing here. Not even any pirates, I don't think. What's the... We might get a pirate eventually. Just give it a chance to spawn. Nope. we've got a needle coming in. Don't think I've got those wings yet, have I? No, don't believe so. Look at that, white and blue. Only spoilt by the orange nose, which is, I suppose, kind of like a fighter. It's quite a nice ship. Again, shame to scrap it. But scrap it we will. Oh, I didn't want the engines. Oh well, I've got a spare needle now. I wasn't even the engines. I've got a spare vector thruster that nobody likes. Bet I don't see that again for a while. Yeah. We have the solar. Not guaranteed to be a solar in a standard economy either. We definitely don't have those wings, but I don't really like those wings. Let me buy your ugly wings. Ah. Actually, just in case something nicer is coming in. Oh, the needle's coming in. I'll swap it. Much nicer wings. And I don't feel so bad about missing the, or getting the wrong part earlier. Oh, just went to the wrong place. Right, wings. Remember to get the right part. So we've got swept wings mid, swept wings low. I don't think we're going to see a lot more in here. I don't think I saw all of them, but maybe we'll go to the next system. Go to a medium economy. Might actually get some ships landing. Nice symmetrical station. It's almost symmetrical. Yes, it is symmetrical. Very orangey. I suppose you could say golden, but that would be being nice to it, I think. Okay. Have a look at the guild. You have nothing I want. Oh, it's very bright here.
Product received.
I think I have your wings. Or do I? Radiant? Yeah, I think so. Got your nose, got your thrusters. What colour are you? Yeah, more purple chrome. Got your wings. I really need to go and look at all of my older ships and see if they have changed the way the chrome comes through, because it just seems odd that I'm finding lots and lots of colourful chromes, which I don't usually see that often. Maybe it's just the region I'm in. Who knows? I haven't got a speeder nose. Let's grab the speeder. And immediately two spawning at once. No. Yeah, it's the same, isn't it? Those wings, I think I have. Not an expert on wings. Oh, I had wings in my mind. Oh well. Let's see if we can grab the other one before it takes off. Yes. Nose. Want the speed of nose. Nose or cockpit. Okay, so swept wings low. I think we already have that. Yeah, we do. Which means that the swept wings, it doesn't matter if it has a dorsal fin or not. That's interesting. Which means we can't build a swept wing with a dorsal fin. Maybe they all have them. Let's find out. Let's build one. It just automatically has a dorsal fin by the look of it. Yep. That says it's got a fin. That says it has a fin. Got all of that. So what could we make without? Really need another monothruster to make something nice looking. Where's all the ships? Doesn't look like the best place to spawn ships. Let's try and get the first wave going. I found quite a few colourful chrome ships, and I'm not sure if they've just made colourful chrome more obvious. Like this particular ship that I own already, I found a few different similar colours to that I've hardly ever seen before. So yes, I have found some rare finds. If indeed they are still rare and they haven't changed the way that the metals work. They have changed the lighting system, so it's a possibility that it makes the chromes slightly more obvious. I don't know. It doesn't seem to have changed this ship dramatically. It just seems that everywhere I go in this particular region in Calypso, I seem to be finding ships I'd rather not be scrapping for parts. And that's what I happen to be doing, is scrapping ships for the parts. There comes a fighter. But I've got all of those parts. Yeah, there is definitely a chrome color option in the creator, and what I was doing earlier was trying to match the colors that, like for instance, of this ship that I had already, and some of the other colors that I've been seeing today, and I can't replicate these colors, so it does look like you can't get all chromes from the creation system. I'll demonstrate. We'll see if we can recreate this ship. I don't have these wings, but apart from that, I think that sounds a bit weird, a huge eyeball pet. I don't think I would like that as a pet. Right, so let's... Oh, I'm going to the wrong place. Hey, Sam. So, for instance, if we were to choose this nose, which is the same nose as we have on that other ship, and we... Let's choose a nicer wings than we... So that's as close as I can get with different wings to the ship I've got parked. I choose metallic, and there is no... What's the best angle? That's probably the best angle. That's not showing the colour properly though. There is no colour in this primary that seems to match the ship I already have. That's possibly the closest, but I wouldn't describe it as blue. I'd describe it somewhere in this region. But they're all coming out a bit red. Let's make the other colours white. It could just be the lighting in this There, you can see it there. So that's quite a purple colour there. And that's still quite a purple colour. All four of them are quite vivid. So it does look like certain colours cannot be replicated with this colour palette. Whereas if I go back to my ship, they haven't changed the building physics. No, they've changed... Well, I haven't played around with it. They don't seem to have changed the snaps or anything. So that is not a ship colour that I could see, which I'm happy with because this is my favourite ship in this save. And I like the fact that I've never quite seen a ship like it. And I was disappointed when the new ship building system came out that people would just be able to build any old ship of any colour and any shape, and it doesn't look like they can. It looks like certain colours are off limits. It just so happens I've seen quite a few of this kind of colour in this area today. You can definitely make a green and white ship. You can make purple for the first time for ages, although I've seen a few purple chromes today which I've not seen before. Can't make a black ship, which is upsetting some people. Obviously Hello Games don't like black. We've said this many times before. That's not a fighter, I don't think. He says trying to recognise a dot. Oh, it is a fighter. But I've got all those parts. But look at that, for instance. Is that matte? I think that's a matte colour with just a bit of shine to it. One thing's for certain, the station lighting makes it a lot harder. It was obviously it was tricky in the old stations because you used to have that yellow light that was shining on top of them, which made everything look golden even when it wasn't gold. But it's quite hard to see some of the colours in some of these very, very highly coloured. So I wouldn't have picked out that that was subtly different cream rather near the cockpit. Got a very golden light in here. And I'm coming up a bit short on different ships here. I think they've repositioned ships on the landing pads. So they now sit better because some ships were not sitting properly on the landing pads. What I haven't seen landing in the space station is an exotic. I saw an exotic landing earlier at a trading post. Is that red chrome? So that's quite a vivid chrome that you don't see every day. I mean, I just don't know if I'm in a particularly chrome heavy area, but I've been seeing so many of these unusual chrome ships in this region. Let's break this up a bit, and I'll go and I'll go back to my freighter and we'll have a look at the building parts. Or maybe I'll go to my R&D base and look at the building parts, because I haven't really played with them. There's only so much ship steering I can do. See the colour of this ship better on this planet. Anyway, ships are not the thing now. So, building parts. We have quite a variety. These appear to be those kind of lateral things appear to be the servers in this game now. I think we've seen those shapes before in space stations, but they're much more prevalent now. What's quite interesting is that's got a lot of gradations, which means we might be able to use it for scaling. We might just be able to say on some of those lines a particular scale point. I mean, this base is specifically designed for scaling, so that's something that I'm definitely interested in trying out at some point. This looks like a bin of a fuel canister. Yeah, the heaters from abandoned freighters are really nice. The problem, they used to be able to protect you from all types of environmental damage, but then they stopped it and said it was a bug, which was frustrating because it was really nice to be able to just put them around your bases. That's quite a nice shape for just a general build. I don't know about the colour combinations. It's all the basic normal colours. I'm sure we can pick out a colour by colour glitching. That's quite a useful part for building. If you're making something skeletal, you could even put that, if it's large enough, you could put that against. Let's try. Let's compare it to the scale of a corridor. No, we can't place a corridor here. Let's glitch one in. Yeah, it's similar. So it's almost like a skeletal version. You could very carefully position it like that. That's nice. I think most of them are scalable, yeah. I mean, this is the first time I've really played with them, but these are really quite nice. What I'm a little bit concerned about And if anybody's got any photosensitivity, look away now until I say otherwise, just in case it happens. It's not going to happen now. On the space stations where these are, if you back into them, it makes the screen go what, what, and it's really quite nasty, even for me who isn't photosensitive. And I can imagine that being a problem. They might need to fix that quite quickly. So that's going to be very much the same. Lots of new I guess they're designed to go on the size of things. This geck sign, this is one of the new pieces. So in this update at the anomaly, all of these pieces are now available. So these are nice for cyberpunk style builds, I suppose. Again, scalable, which means we can scale them to huge sizes if the large scale glitch still works. That one not quite so big. Quite a lot of variety for these. I guess they just gave us all the nicer ones. They do start to merge in quite nicely. You could position them more carefully and get a nice effect going. That's a small one. And then these lights, I want to see how bright they are. There's 3 different lighting styles for the different races, it seems. That seems to be the Viking light, I think. This seems to be the Gek light. Again, that's got scaling potential because we've got gradations down the side. And this seems to be the Korvax light. That's very nice for a nose or something. This is a terrarium, which if we go and have a closer look at, it's very unusually textured for No Man's Sky. Could use that in a horror build, I think. Don't know if it colours. Oops, wrong one. We change the colour, probably still stays green on the inside. I don't know. I'm on the wrong side here. Yep. Yeah, I like to wear my No Man's Sky merchandise when I'm streaming No Man's Sky. It's quite nice to have a scalable planter. I don't think you get carbon from them. Nope. These server blocks are kind of the same shapes as those, but vertical. But because they're see-through, they could make nice windows in a larger build. I don't know if they're scalable enough to get inside them if we turned them on their side and similar. Lots more data stuff. So far they've all been scalable. And then after that one, it's going to be very similar to that. Then we get into the very interesting one, which is, if we can find somewhere to position it that's not cluttered, that'll do. Moving arms at work. So a new moving part. Very interesting part. Standing signs. Which rotate. I haven't translated them. Hang on a second. Yeah, so these posters inside these standing signs were designed by, to get the name pronounced correctly, Kanaju, the content creator, the guy that did the guy that made the playing cards. I don't think he made all. Yeah, that one's from a playing card. These are kind of No Man's Sky themed playing cards that were available on the store. And I believe that was a Gek, King of Geks. Yeah, so that particular card. So that's really cool that they're using content creators' content. He submitted quite a few apparently, and they chose the ones they liked. He looks quite emotional. I was watching his stream about it. He seems very, very pleased and emotional that they've chosen to use his stuff within the game, which is lovely to see. And that's actually a very cool part. It's two-sided. It has that kind of juddering effect as it. So that'd be nice in a city build. And then we have a smaller one, not designed by the same person, but also does have that change. And last but definitely not least, the new topographic map, which makes me think they might give us the globe one at some point that's in the new stations in maybe the Quicksilver booth. It's very nice. Definitely nice for freighter builds. And they all do appear to build in freighters, so that's very nice to see. I'm just going to quickly experiment. see what the scaling potential of these things are. Ah, messing out my glitch. What do I want? I wanted the... Put that to one side. Cache that. Can't scale it like that. What am I doing? No, I might not be able to do it the way I wanted straight away. I'll experiment with that later. They do look quite nice though. I don't know if they've got colour variations. They didn't used to have colour variations for these things, but let's... Because everything's so colourful... Does it change the sign? No, it doesn't. It's a shame. It'd be really nice if it changed the neon instead of just the frame. Or the hologram, rather. But yeah, but nice set of parts. As most parts we've had all in one go for a long while. So definitely one for builders to explore. Oh, I'm not deleting the right part. Got to go to the base. Do I have a plant base? I do. I have an underwater plant base on this save. How do we delete these? Where's the delete point for these things? Ah, just saw it then. Now I can't find it again. Ah. I can quickly show you my plant base as it is on this save. Not going to harvest it right now because I've not got the right ship that I keep all my plants in. I think they've fixed the falling through the floor, because every time I came to this base I fell through the floor and into the water. So this is an underwater base. And combined with my freighter, I can make 10 stasis devices and 10 igniters, whatever they're called, each day, which is my main source of income in this particular save. And back when I first made this base, this was quite novel. Nobody had really worked this out before. How to just walk up a slope out of an underwater base. A bit more common now. People learnt the tricks.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
And that in the background is like a lighthouse, and there's a switch to turn it on. So that's my underwater base. I don't build so much these days. I really should get back into it at some point, because there's a few things I want to try building. I mainly just research building methods. Did not want to go down there. And if I combine that with my freighter, which is having a few difficulties with the latest update in its frame rate, so let's hope it doesn't tank. These are the rest of my plants. Oh, I haven't been here since they fixed the reflections. They're really interesting. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted by the shininess of everything. That's not how it usually is in here. That's really nice. Strange that it's at an angle, and it's almost like it's reflecting something else. But the shininess is appreciated. Anyway, so yeah, this is my the rest of my plants. So if I harvest all of these, which I can theoretically hit X and run down and just harvest, and then I go to my underwater base and harvest all of those, and then I can make 20 high value items. And talking of cyberpunk vibes, that's kind of what I had going on here originally. So I might, while I'm here, just compare some of those parts. Where's the... If I could get that slightly... Oh, that's better. I just want it to get slightly deeper in there. Yes, they have changed something about the graphics. What they've done two things with the graphics. They have um, they've changed the way the reflection model works, and they say that they've changed the rendering engine to achieve that, which means that theoretically things will look slightly more solid and less shiny. You would never believe it looking at the floor of that room we were just in, but come on. Just slightly further in there. Come on, I did it with the other one. Was it the other way around? Oh, it was. So I need to turn that around. Not like that. Now I've messed it up. Let's go back. Was it that one or that? That was that one. So we want facing... No, not that way. So I'm going to face it the other way, so we're going to need to start from the beginning. Might be easier to just do it like this. Now, I know what's going to... I'm going to end up coming here and doing this and glitching it rather than just manually positioning it, because it's frustrating. And it doesn't look like the rotation system is... Yes, let's press that again. It doesn't have a back to it. It's invisible from the other side, look. So we can't do it. Never mind. So I'll have to think about that. Yeah, so this is kind of a work in progress, really. I haven't been here for a while. Fire entrance to this bar, but I had to remodel the bar, and so I've got rid of all the furniture, and the bar is... It's the first time an NPC has been standing the other side of the bar for ages, and he's facing the wrong way. Hello. Oh, there's two people there. Could you serve me a drink, please? Just one? Nope. Yeah, so this reflection system, at the moment, I don't even have it on full reflections, I don't think. So if I go to... They've changed the way the reflections work. They were very, very noisy. And I am in DLSS, I think. So there's a bit of noise there on the edge of my character. So that's the best that the reflection system can do now. And it's slightly less noisy. You can see transition noise when you're moving around slowly. Which makes me wonder what on earth it looks like in here now I've whacked it up. Whether it'll look different. So that looks normal now. That looks much more like you'd expect it to look. Whereas on enhanced reflections, it's super shiny. But I guess it's a different engine. So yeah, they have changed that. That's odd. It's odd that that's quite so shiny in lower reflection mode. I haven't tried the one between it. That looks much more normal again. And I think this is what they're going for. They're going for a more realistic, solid looking reflection, as opposed to the one that was kind of causing a bit of noise. Oh, that's the wrong one. Discard changes. Go back to that. And go back to that. So that's quite distractingly shiny though. So I've been wondering if that change to the reflection system is what has been causing me to see more colourful chromes in the ships. Because I don't think they will have changed the ships. Because we'd immediately notice that all of our ships are changed if they just changed the algorithm slightly. Let's see if anything comes in here. You can see the lighting model is slightly different, just on the sheens. And up here, sometimes get like a reflective surface. Don't know why it does that though. It's, you can see there's like a on, off, and there's nothing flashing up there. And where you can see there's a bit of diffusion in the reflections, that is instead of the noisiness. You used to get little black pixelations in that. Let's change the brightness, not brightness, the reflections again. See, that's what they seem to be going for, a more realistic reflection. Again, I don't know why it's flashing. No fighters are going to land now. One of the things that every time No Man's Sky brings out a major update, I start focusing in on the lighting models because they do seem to subtly change these things quite a lot. And sometimes I think I see things that aren't even there. So I'm not 100% sure how much it's changed because we've got different surfaces here, but clearly it was quite different on the freighter. Here comes a fighter. He's mostly matte colours though. So the back of that there is very, very shiny and slightly different to how it used to be. So yeah, they've changed something. They've changed the way the lighting works in general, I think. See the distance reflections in the floor there, look. But still flashing for no reason. There's a slight flashing up there, but it's not enough to cause that much change. Another matte fighter lands, so I can't show you the chromes. But I mean, for example, this is my ship, which has a nice chrome. Um, I don't know what you'd call that colour. I never know what to call it. And I don't think it's ever looked quite like that before. It used to be more subtle, and I think so. What I think the engine has done is bring out some of these chromes a bit more obviously. Why is that flashing? Nothing's going to land here. We've got a shinier floor here. I have a feeling the flashing is a bug. I'm going to reload. It might be because I've been switching the light settings. Nope, still flashing. Who knows? Very vivid, this green though. What's this flying in? Another matte ship. Well, if another fighter without chrome lands, then all I can suggest is I was discussing some of the chromes earlier in this stream, so maybe check back and look at that later. I wonder if these flashes are something to do with the outside of the station. Let's have a look, see if it's a largely flashing space station. Well, it does have those lights there. I mean, I didn't see any red, but they are pulsing. And then the other thing, we have that flashing across the top in all the stations. This light builds up, his energy builds up here and then flashes down there. To me, it looks like the station core is almost on rails. And it could be me just imagining possibilities. But what if when we finally can use the station override, because at the moment we can't, because it just says what it always says. What if it goes all the way down there, sits at that end, looks down at the ships, and somehow controls the landing pads? That would be quite interesting, and it almost looks like it could be set up for something like that. Because people have speculated, if we look at this used to it's not going to let me access it now because I put the Atlantidium in it. It used to have that thing where it used to almost be monitoring the landing platforms. Which makes me wonder if it might have another purpose eventually. one of the things that people used to speculate about before we had this new shipbuilding system was that we would be able to use the core to call in specific ships and say we really want a certain fighter that we are not seeing spawned in. We could actively call it in from the terminal. Obviously, just speculation, but it has. People have been talking about that as a possibility. It's nice on the walls as well. That. Need to translate all of these things. That looks like a force field there. Over on the back right there, where there's that loading arm, over here. Stations are so big it takes forever to get anywhere. This loading arm thing. First thing I did was jump over, and you hit this force field, which is really nice to see. And you also get that if you get too close to the edge here and down the stairs. So it's not just an invisible barrier, there literally is a barrier there. It curves all the way around. It's really nice. And what I also really appreciate is they've put a bit of thought into, if we're going to have the guild system be important, then make it stand out. We can see it from a distance which guild is which, because that sign is very visible from a distance. So that's obviously the Explorers Guild. And we can pretty much see it as we're landing. There's a lot of nice touches. I just find it odd that we have this area up here, which doesn't... I mean, yes, we can watch ships coming in. So it's quite nice for that, I suppose. But what is it for? Yes, the scrap dealer is kind of hidden, isn't he? He's under the dark period, dark space, which makes him much more atmospheric and a bit sneaky, as if he's hiding, which is a really nice place for him. Again, these look like doors. They look like they should go somewhere, but they don't. It's very nicely done. And we did have that problem with Z fighting on the textures in the old booths, and I've not spotted anything obvious in this design. So they've really carefully put it together. This, in the pictures, you see a mannequin in here, and in this one you can see a multi-tool. And it's strange that we don't see them in the live build. So I'm really hoping there's some way we can eventually see the mannequins in here They're like life size, same size as us. And the multi-tool would sit in there. And then obviously it's really nice that we now have two. Obviously this one's showing the same weapon, although probably different layouts. Yeah, different layouts. I don't know if the slot positions will be different because they happen to be in the same place. But some space stations have two different cabinets or two different pools, so you can more easily tell whether you're in a high economy pool or if you're in a high economy system, what the high economy pool is, and therefore find the S-Class more easily. So that's really nice. Oh, look, the exotic landed. Gold and yellow, my least favourite combination. I wonder where the next slot is. If it was just here, that'd be really nice. That's interesting. It doesn't fully use the colour. It uses a white light. I don't think we've had a single chrome ship land since I've been here, and that's annoying because that was the one thing I wanted to demonstrate. Let's go to the other high economy one in this area. I'm sure there was another one. Just realised the time. I'm going to have to finish off quite soon. Let's see if anything lands. It's a very moody colour here. So these tall lights seem to be the Viking lights. And we seem to have kind of one of the building part we have is a kind of rectangular lighting system. The other thing that's interesting, this animation changes. I've seen it where it's been like that with a cloud pattern, but I've also seen it with just craters. So I don't know if that reflects the system you're in or not. This doesn't seem to, because I've seen it with not enough or too many planets. Well, that's got 7 there. That's impossible anyway. And this doesn't seem to. 1, 2, 3. There's got 5 there. Let's have a look what we were in. So we've got 6 here, so that doesn't match. This might Oh, no fighters landing. It's very evocative with those vertical lights coming out. Seeing the flashing here as well. Guess we're less likely to see... No, we are in a Viking system. Come on, just one of you land. And the mat one lands, I think. But I haven't got the droid wing yet, so I'm going to scrap that. Whoops. Ah, so here's one, look. I haven't got the gold wings either. So this... It's a more normal coloured chrome. I just feel like the chrome is standing out more in the new lighting model. Right, I'm going to scrap this and then I'm going to finish off. So I want the gull wings. And before I finish off, what I'll do is I'll go into the construction system and just look again at the colours we've got available in chrome. Put the droid wings on. So metallic colours. The primary's different position. What's going on there? Oh, it's just not showing as clearly because it's got that patch. So they're very, very vivid and different types of chrome to the ones we get on ships. They seem to have chosen this colour palette deliberately to not match our current ships. Let's choose a different wing. That's a bit better, we can see that more clearly there. better angle. So, yeah, so all of these colours just seem to be much more vivid and I think it might be a combination of a slight shift in the lighting model to really make the chrome stand out, but also a very different palette to the ships we actually have, which is probably deliberate so that we're not replicating exactly the same as ships we have at the moment, to not completely do away with ship hunting. Anyway, I need to go. So thank you for joining me and travel well. Goodbye for now.